Hey everyone, welcome to another awesome episode of The Shelf. Today we're going to be looking at sort of an assortment of things that I have from a specific game, and as you can see, it's Turok, one of my favorite games of all time. So let's go over a couple of things and let me know if you have any of these or if you played the game as a kid. I'd love to know, and what your favorite one was. So first, we're gonna go over the very first N64 Turok. And this is one of my favorite games. It's actually just, for a long time I didn't know it was actually just kind of a run and shoot 'em up kind of game. But this one's already open, so let me see what I got in here actually. So there's the game itself. Nothing special, you know what a Nintendo 64 game looks like. I do like the fact that it's really well kept. I really like that. And it came with all the cool little manuals and stuff like that, and little cards to send in for, like, you know, Nintendo Power, and stuff like that. And the coolest thing right here is there's a collector's edition Turok comic inside. And I think this is a poster as well. One of those little, you know, almost bigger than legal size picture. It said, "Make dinosaurs extinct again." But no, that's kind of cool. And they showed you like some other IPs on the back and some other stuff you can collect. I thought that was really neat. I got the whole thing, you know, in box when I bought it. It was really awesome. So let's put this down and move on to the next thing. What I'm gonna look at here is, I'm actually not really too much of a comic book fan, but because I was a fan of the game, I started getting the comic books. And so this right here is the very first Turok Dinosaur Hunter comic book. And it has this kind of cool metallic kind of embossed finish on the front. And I think that's really neat. And some of the other comic books, you know, there's a series that actually, it was funny, my mom found this. And she knows that I like Turok because she bought it for me originally when I was a kid. And she was like, "Hey, do you want this series I found of Turok? I don't know what it is, but that's what moms do, right? They just buy you stuff they know you like." And I was really, really happy about this. Pretty interesting, I think it's like 4 or 5 comic books all together. Yeah, I think it's like 4, something like that. And I also have a duplicate, because you have to have a knockaround, right? So let's put this away. And if you do come across these comic books, they're pretty cheap, so it's pretty interesting. Let's go back to the games. This one was I don't even know what they call it, like the remake or the I don't know, something like that, where they called it the name, but they didn't say remake, remaster. It's just like a reimagining, like what they did with some games here lately. It's like a thing. Anyway, a lot of people didn't like it. Not gonna lie, it wasn't the best. But it was a Turok game. You could kill dinosaurs and you get to stab them in the face with a knife. So that's what I liked. That was fun for me. And this one, Turok Evolution for PlayStation 2, was ridiculously bad, and I loved it. It was just a terrible game. I mean, dinosaurs had like dinosaur heads and human bodies. It looked like a really bad like Elder Scrolls interpretation. It was terrible. And the next one, actually, I love this. It was a Playmates toy that came out in around the 90s, when the game came out, and it was just the cover, which is right here. You can see this the exact same thing. I really liked it because it had the whole like 3D feel. I wanted to see everything from the action pose that's on the box. So I don't know. I found it cheap. It was in the box. I got it. It was a really neat thing. And I'm really happy to have it on my shelf. I actually have it on my bar next to a Monster Hunter statue and Godzilla, so like they all kind of have the same kind of creature theme. It's really neat. So let's move on to the next thing. I'll put this down. One of the really important things that I collected was this 4-page series, or 4-issue series of the Turok books. They aren't very long, but it was one of these book series that I got so into that I had to read the next one, because it was like this action, you know, like really story driven of the actual game. The guy who wrote it which is Michael Teitelbaum. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But he wrote a lot of other stuff, and it was just so like, you know, it dragged me in when I was a kid. It was so cool. It's hard to find these books somewhere, so if you could find them, definitely get them a read and just pick one up. It's really neat. It was gory. It had very, very detailed stuff about like bullets like ripping through flesh and all that stuff, and like acid burning into like people's skins, into the like guts and stuff. It was pretty graphic, but it was really awesome. Very, very adventurous story. You'll have a good time reading that if you get it. And the last one is, I know this looks just like the Nintendo 64 run that I showed you, the Turok, the original, but this is actually from Limited Run, and Night Dive did it, and they've been doing a couple other games, like for instance, Forsaken, which is one of my other favorite games. But this right here, I got this at a local game store. Didn't even know it was there. I just literally looked over and I was like, wow, what is that? I want that. And what this comes with is, it comes with a seal replica of the actual Nintendo 64 cartridge, a poster, and a physical Switch game. So it looks like any other Switch game, and it's just in this box. I decided to not break the seal of it because I wanted to keep it intact. And I think this is a really, really awesome thing they did. I mean, it's the old Nintendo 64 sizes. It's just about right, but I think it's like a few millimeters off, but it's forgivable. Yeah, everything on the back is the same as it was. It has this reflective thing on the cardboard, like a reflective sheen on it. It's just awesome. I had to get it. And I'm hopefully gonna get the second one, Seeds of Evil. But that was my Turok collection. Let me know what game of Turok was your favorite, if you liked it, or if you have any of these. I would love to know. So thank you so much for watching, and that's another episode in the box of The Shelf. Thank you.